Good morning to all. I am Dr. Srinivasan, nutritionist, aqua and poultry, Vellakovil, Tamil Nadu, India. So in this video, we are going to see the probiotics. So before go to the video, I request to everyone kindly subscribe this channel and press the bell button and promote this channel to our friends and colleagues for knowledge sharing purpose. So in this video, we are going to look definition of the probiotic, mode of action of probiotic, characteristics of probiotic, and benefits of the probiotic. So everyone have the question, what is probiotic? The term used in humans and animals like fish, poultry, shrimp industries and cattle also. So probiotic means some of the microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, yeast give some benefits to both human and animals. Those microorganism called as probiotic. The term probiotic were introduced by Parker 1974. Many of the scientists they have a different kind of terminology about the probiotic. Parker and Fuller definition was universally accepted that term and used many scientific purpose. Okay, according to its original definition, probiotics are organism and substance which contribute to intestinal microbial balance. So, based on his observation, some of the microorganism it help for population of intestinal microbial colonies. So those will give some beneficial effect to the host animal. Then Puller 1989 revised the definition as live microbial feed supplement which beneficially affects the host animal by improving its intestinal microbial balance. As per his point of view, some of the live microbial colonies or cells supplemented with feed incorporated with the diet. So those diet fed animals intestinal microbial should be beneficially affect the host animal. Now in this slide we are going to see that characteristics of probiotics. So what are the main characteristics for acting as a good probiotic? So first one is capability of excreting beneficial effects on the host animal, like increased growth or resistance to disease. So it's support for growth and it have the some resistance capacity to the some target diseases. Okay, in farming animals, as per the calculation day, we are need to attain the growth, and during this growth, it should not affect some disease like that. So this probiotic has this character, able to utilize the nutrient and substrate in the normal diet. So when we are feeding the diet to the animals, those diet nutrient should be observed for growth and digestion purpose. Then non-pathogenic and non-toxic to the animals and humans. It should not affect any adverse effect to the animals and human. Then should be present as a viable cells, preferably in large numbers, although the minimum effective dose is not fully defined. Uh, the cells count should be small quantity from the easily produced for normal large counts, and that minimum dose should be less. And stability of desired characteristics during the processing, storage and transportation. The stable level should be needed higher in processing and storage and transport and time, because the count should not decrease during these three stages. High tolerance to bile and gastric acid below 5 pH. So in that pH condition, the total count should not reduce. so the tolerance should be higher level needed. Then ability to adhere epithelium or mucus, persistency in intestinal tract. So it should be stable at epithelial or mucous cells. That is also one of the important factor. Then ability to modulate immune response like anti-inflammatory, anti-mutagenic, and immunostimulatory. So it have the capability to alter the target organism's immune response, or it gives for immunomodulatory effect to the target animal. Ability to produce inhibitory compounds. If a it's a beneficial bacteria, it should have produced inhibitory compounds to against to pathogenic bacteria in the intestine. Capability of altering microbial activity. Any pathogenic bacteria present in the intestine, so this probiotic have the capacity to alter this microbial balance in the intestine. Now we going to see that mode of action of probiotics. First one is the competitive exclusion of pathogenic bacteria through nutrient and habitat competition and alteration of pathogens enzyme activity. It need to stop the utilization of nutrient from the host animal intestine and the deletion of harmful bacterial load in the intestine. So that it should have some enzymatic activities, so reduce the harmful load in the intestine. Then improvement of water quality. If the probiotic add in the water now, so it should reduce the harmful bacterial load in the water, so that the nutrients should be utilized to the better water quality. Enhancement of immune response. It should have the immune moderation in the target organism. Then enhancement of host nutrition, so it should stop that utilization of harmful bacteria nutrient utilization in the target animal. Then I'm just mentioning here for some of the probiotic strains used in commercially. Any of the product you should buy as a probiotic, so this genus definitely will be there in our probiotic products. um, Here left side should be mentioned the genus and right side should be mentioned the species. Commonly Lactobacillus, Bacillus, Pyrobacterium, Enterococcus, Lactococcus, and Pediococcus, Streptococcus, Clostridium. So those are comes under the bacterial species, and Saccharomyces it's yeast, yeast, and Aspergillus is a fungus. So in species level, Lactobacillus acidophilus, Bacillus subtilis, Bifidobacterium bifidum, and Lactococcus lactix, Clostridium botricum, Streptococcus infanterius, Pediococcus acid lactase, and yeast Saccharomyces cerevisiae, Saccharomyces boulardii, and Aspergillus oryza, Aspergillus niger. So those are commonly available probiotic in commercial purpose. Now we are going to see that benefits of the probiotic. So what are the main benefits? So first one is promote better feed utilization. Why? Because the harmful bacteria decrease in the intestine, then the utilization of nutrient will be uh, taken for target animal, so that food utilization should be more in the farming level. Then better feed utilization gives to improved feed conversion ratio. Then it also help for better digestion process in the target animal. Then it stimulate the uptake of dissolved organic materials, bacteria mediated, and also it is support for the immune system, thereby reducing disease outbreaks in the target animal. It support for growth performance also. So better growth attained, farming animals have improved carcass and plus quality. Then it support for better water quality in farming level, stabilize the intestinal bacterial group in the target animals, and also it's reduced mortality in the farming. It controls stress in the farming animals. Thank you.